Welcome to our video series, Learn Rhino 3D in 11 simple ring band projects. In this video, I'll take you through moving objects around the construction plane. I've opened Rhino and have my recent models showing. Let's go ahead and open up Rhino Project 2. We'll also go ahead and maximize perspective view. For this video, let's only use one object, the pyramid. We'll ensure our pyramid layer is current by clicking on the radio button. And I'll go ahead and turn off visibility for the torus on the light bulb icon. Before an object can be moved, it needs to be selected. And there's two ways to do so. If I click on my object, it'll be highlighted in yellow and selected. You can simply click off on the construction plane to deselect. I can also use a window select by holding down the left mouse button and clicking and drawing a window. This is useful when selecting multiple or large objects. Once our object is selected, I can simply click with the left mouse button and move the object around the construction plane to any location. The Gumball Tool is a widget that is useful for moving in precise distances. The Gumball widget is located in the status bar. When Gumball is highlighted, I know that the widget has been selected. Now I'll go ahead and select the pyramid. And we can see the widget appear. The arrows represent the three axes of Rhino's 3D space. Blue for the Z-axis, red for the X-axis, and green for the Y-axis. I can use each arrow to move along each axis. For example, if I click on the blue arrow, the pop-up window will ask what distance I'd like to move in the Z direction. I'll go ahead and input 5 and press enter. And now my pyramid has moved 5 units in the Z direction. Let's try that with the X-axis. I'll click on the red arrow and let's move -5 units. Finally, let's go ahead and do so along the Y-axis. I'll click on the green arrow and let's move 3 units in the Y direction. We can also click and freehand drag along each axis as well. For example, on the Z-axis, the X-axis, or the Y-axis. The 3 arcs you see also allow us to rotate objects around each axis. We can rotate along the Z-axis by clicking on the arc and entering in a precise angle of rotation. Let's put in 25. I'll do so for the Y-axis. Let's rotate 45 degrees. And for the X-axis, let's rotate 25 degrees. Like with the move controls, we can also freely rotate by dragging the arcs. For example, on the Z-axis, the X-axis, and the Y-axis. We can also scale our object in each direction by using the scale handles. To scale in the Z direction, I'll click on the scale handle and enter in a factor of 1.05. I'll go ahead and do so on the X-axis. Let's scale this by 2. And on the Y-axis, let's scale this by 1/2. As with the move and rotate controls, we can also freehand scale. I can click and drag on each axis to scale in that direction. For example, on the Z-axis, on the X-axis, and on the Y-axis. Finally, we can press and hold down Shift during scaling to force a 3D constrained scale. For example, I'll hold down Shift and scale along the Z-axis, and note how my whole object scales as well. By now you should have a good idea of moving objects along the construction plane, either freehand or using the Gumball widget. This is the final video in the Rhino Basics portion of this lesson series. Stay tuned for the Rhino Skills portion of our video series, including creating shapes, O-snaps, the flow command, Boolean commands, and more.